Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope this lighting is okay. Of course I won't know until I get into edit, but I brought in like one of those portable air conditioning units when my air was messing up last week, and I love it so much, even though it's fixed, that I kept it in here, but it is where my lights usually are. So I had to take what I usually light up the background, put it in here. Y'all don't care, but I'm just telling you, I hope the lighting is okay. Today we are going to be reviewing some CC creams. Now, I had initially thought, okay, I'm just going to review this one from Fave Causemetics, the Buildable Blur CC cream. But then when I was wearing this, getting ready for the review, I thought, wow, it looks kind of similar to another CC cream I have that I haven't talked about yet. And so I did a half and half face test, and that is the It Cosmetics CC Plus oil-free matte CC cream, and they were somewhat similar, and they are somewhat similar in other areas, so I thought I would do half and half again and talk about both of these products. So it's kind of a 2-in-1 review that we're going to have going here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start talking about the actual Fave Causemetics Buildable Blur CC cream. I love the mission behind this company. Basically, for every Fave Causemetics product that's purchased, one is donated to help a woman in need. So I absolutely love that. They work with, let's see, they have a Beauty with a Purpose program. They work with women experiencing cancer, homelessness, domestic violence by giving to hospitals, organizations, and events around the world. And they collaborate with their giving partners to distribute the products and provide training and services. I adore that. I think that is an amazing mission, and it's one to be proud of from the company, I think. So I did not think twice about buying this, because not only did a couple of y'all ask me to review it, but again, love the mission. So I thought I will be happy to give you my money so that someone else can benefit from it. So to kind of go over this is 1 ounce. It is $38. And it comes in 18 shades. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you about this. This is 1.08 ounces, but come on, that's 1 ounce. It's $38 as well, but it only comes in 12 shades. Okay, so this has got a 1-up on the It Cosmetics in the amount of shades they have. I know a lot of people have really slammed It Cosmetics in the past for their shade selection. They have just recently upped it to 12. I think before it was like 8 maybe. And I don't think that you can really go on the, well, it's a CC cream, it's forgiving, because it is, as they advertise, a full coverage CC cream, which makes it a little bit less forgiving. So again, 18 shades, 12 shades. Just like this one, when I reviewed the full coverage moisturizer from It Cosmetics, which was the last complexion product that they launched before this, I was astounded by how many ingredients it had, as well as the original CC cream, which had even more ingredients than the moisturizer. This is no different. I did not count it like I did in that video, but it has got an enormous amount of ingredients. I have to turn off this air conditioner. Oh, but look, I feel so good. But it's so loud. Let me turn it off. I'll turn you back on soon, I promise. Anyways, enormous amount of ingredients. I could not even begin to count them. So some people don't like that, and I can understand. This one I didn't count, but I would probably say it has half the amount of ingredients as the It Cosmetics. So let's talk about the claims. This says, as being a buildable blur CC cream, that it does have a blurring technology as well as a shade matching technology to help kind of be a little bit more forgiving, like most CC creams and BB creams should be, and will actually help match to your skin tone. And the blurring technology, they said, obviously helps blur your skin and make your pores less noticeable. It also claims to have flaxseed extract to absorb oil and control shine, as well as vitamin C. Now, what I find a little like iffy is when companies will like tout a certain ingredient being present in their product in order to make their marketing sound better, I guess is what I'm saying, by saying, oh, vitamin C is in our product, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, it is, but it's like the third to last ingredient. So you're not, I personally don't believe, going to be actually getting the benefits from the vitamin C, because there has to be such a tiny amount when you look at the amount of ingredients that are in the product versus the placement of vitamin C in that list of ingredients. So, take that for what you will. But those are pretty much the claims of the Thrive Causemetics. The claims of the It CC is that it is a full coverage with skincare infused. It is oil-free, whereas the original CC cream is not oil-free. So this is better suited, they say, to oilier skin types. However, they also say that if you're dry skin, it's a hydrating matte, so it's not going to dry your skin out and suck all the moisture out of your skin. They claim for it to have a 12-hour matte finish, and that it has charcoal, clay, and tea tree extract to help with the oil, whereas the Thrive Causemetics, that it had the flaxseed extract. I've never heard of flaxseed extract used to control oil, but that does not mean that it is not true. I just haven't heard of that. So what we're going to do is we are going to zoom in, and we're going to do half my face with each of these, and I'm going to see which one you like better. And then we'll kind of wrap up the review with my thoughts. Okay, so I think now, these are two totally different colors. So you're just going to have to forgive me on that. I'm going to do the Thrive Causemetics over on this side. The instructions say that you can, for a sheer coverage, to apply 1 pump, and for a full coverage, to apply 2 to 3 pumps. Now, on the bottle, it says to apply a thin layer with fingertips, use a wet sponge to tap into skin and blend. It doesn't say anything on the website about fingertips. It just says to use a sponge. Now, they sell a sponge with it, so I don't know if that's them trying to sell that product along with it. But because that's what the instructions say, I'm going to use a sponge on this side, and then I'll use a brush on the It Causemetics because it says to use a brush. So I have primed with the DHC Velvet Skin Coat only in this area. So I'm only going to take 1 pump. I am in the color light medium. Oh, there's another very big difference. Let me tell you about that while I'm applying it. The sunscreens, It Causemetics, is SPF 40. And it is comprised of 7.4% titanium dioxide and 6.3% zinc oxide. So it is a fully physical sunscreen, which, if you know me at all, that is definitely my preference. The Thrive Causemetics also has titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, but only 2.8% titanium and 4.9% zinc. It also has 7% octinoxate and 4.5% octosalate, which means it's also got chemical ingredients, sunscreen, and they are more prevalent due to their percentage numbers than the physicals. So that, to me, and this is just personal preference, is a point against it. I just don't like chemical sunscreens. I know a lot of people are very sensitive to chemical sunscreens, so it's something to keep in mind that the Thrive has chemical and the It Causemetics does not. So I think so far I've used, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of that pump, and I feel like I have gotten a solid medium coverage. You know, I still see some spots. Personally, I don't ever want a foundation where I can't see those spots, because then that means you can't see my skin. So I don't even think at this point that I'm going to use the rest of that pump because I don't want it to be cakey. You know what I will? I'll take it down my neck. But that's the color of the light medium. So the It Causemetics is going to be different. I will say that I like the undertone of the Thrive Causemetics better than I do the It Causemetics. I got medium in the It Causemetics. Typically in the dead of summer I'm medium tan, but since we're going into colder months, hopefully in like 3 months probably here, I just got medium, and that is not even a full pump. I just wasn't really thinking when I was pumping it out, so we'll see how far that goes. They're not too different, if you can see. So that's what was left of the Thrive Causemetics, and that is the It Causemetics. I feel like the Thrive Causemetics is just a tad lighter, and it has, I'm not supposed to be using this. I'm supposed to be using the brush. It has a little bit more warmth to it, where the medium and the It Causemetics can sometimes pull a little gray on me. So again, I'm using an It Causemetics brush. They sell a brush that goes, let's get all this foundation in my hair, shall we? They sell a brush that goes with it. I think it's like the 704 It Causemetics brush, maybe. I have that. I just didn't want to dig it out. And this is It Cosmetics too, so I thought, you know, let's just try it. I will say the It Cosmetics is much thicker in consistency than the Thrive Causemetics. Some people don't like that. It does feel a tad heavier on the skin. Okay, so again, I did not even use that. And that was probably only a half a pump that I used because, like I said, I didn't pump out a full pump onto my hand. So this is the It Cosmetics side. To me, that is not matte. I'm not mad at it, but I don't think it's matte. If you want this for like a full on super matte look, it's not what you're going to get from this. At least not in my experience, because no matter what primer I put under it, I've worn both of these without primer. It looks like this every single time. So, and then this is the Thrive Causemetics. So looking at it, I mean, obviously they're different. This medium's a little bit darker than the light medium. So I'm going to have to kind of fix that in my bronzing and stuff. But looking at it straight on, I do feel like the It Cosmetics does have a bit more coverage. And that's not just because it's a little bit darker. But I feel like the finish is about the same on each side. So I don't want to build it up because I don't need more coverage than the Thrive Causemetics is getting me. But I hope that it can be seen that the It Cosmetics does have, I'm really handsy today, sorry, a tad bit more coverage than the Thrive Causemetics side. So both are still tacky. They're not drying down, but I will say the Thrive Causemetics is dried down a little bit more than the It Cosmetics, and I think that might be because of the consistency of the product. So keep that in mind as well, because I know some people do not like to set their makeup, and I find that you will want to set the It Cosmetics before you'll want to set the Thrive Causemetics. So let me finish up my makeup, and I'll be right back to give y'all my final thoughts. Okay, so I have finished my makeup, and I'm back to let you know my final thoughts on these two CC creams. So every powder that I've tried to put over it works fine. I really have not tried any cream bronzers over the CC cream because it's a little bit darker. The Thrive Causemetics, I have done like the Glow Skin Beauty Cream Bronzer. I think that's the only one, but it did fine. Concealers do fine over them. I've never had an issue with anything not blending out well over it. I was about to zoom you in, but I want to do one final look to see if there's anything in particular I want to tell you about, but let's just zoom in so that you can see. So again, this is the It Cosmetics side. This is the Thrive Causemetics side. I feel like once you get all of your makeup on, you can't really see a difference. I asked both my 9-year-old, who cares more about makeup, obviously, than my husband does, and she told me which side she thought looked better, and Chad just said he honestly could not tell, and he did study my face for quite some time. He never really has any kind of comment on that. So I will say Cortland, my 9-year-old, thought that the Thrive Causemetics side looked better than the CC side, It Cosmetics. Again, right now, I don't feel like I'm going to get you super close. I don't feel like they look any different. So one of the Thrive Causemetics claims was the blurring. I don't feel like this side is any more blurred than this side per se. I feel like my pores pretty much look the same on both sides. And that is really kind of my final thoughts on these two CC creams. They are extremely similar. Extremely. The main differences are the amount of coverage. Like I had said, the It CC cream was just a tad less coverage than the Thrive. The SPF ingredients, I guess the SPF amount too, I mean, it's only like 5. It Cosmetics is 40. Thrive Causemetics is 35. But also the fact that Thrive Causemetics does have chemical ingredients in their SPF. Those two are like pretty much the main difference. I feel like the finish is the same. I feel like the wear time is the same. I don't feel like I get any less or more wear time out of one of them than I do the other. And I've worn them half and half for like 2 days before today. And I've worked out in them. Neither one of them kind of comes off my forehead. Neither one of them breaks up on me. And I will say, because if you are not aware, I am not a fan of the original It Cosmetics CC cream. There's something in it that not only burns my face and it kind of makes it itch throughout the day, but also it just does not last on my skin. I mean, it lasts like 3 hours and it looks gorgeous for those 3 hours, but then after that, it's like breaking up and patching off and it just doesn't look that good. I don't have that problem at all with this. This lasts really well, just like the full coverage moisturizer. So all in all, I think they are very, very similar. The difference is, and what is going to determine like whether or not you purchase them, is shade range. This one has more shades. It goes to a great cause. It's a little bit lighter coverage. This one's more full coverage, apparently has more skincare benefits in it, and has physical SPF. Those are the main differences. So if you were in between these, I would say, based on those differences, I would pick one. If you don't know whether or not you want to buy one of these at all, I really like them. I do find, which is unfortunate because of the chemical SPF, that the Thrive looks better on me marginally. I mean, it really is so marginal. But I just feel like because it's not quite as full coverage, which I'm just not into that super full coverage look anymore, I feel like it just sits better on my skin. But again, I don't dislike this one at all. I like it hand and feet over the original CC cream. So I honestly think that you're going to be happy with either one. They wear great on me. Again, they don't patch off. And for reference, since I probably didn't say it in the beginning, I have normal skin. Right now, I will tend to get a little bit shiny right here around my pores, my forehead, and my chin. I don't find that that really happens throughout the day. I will say real quick too, before we kind of get off this video, if you are super oily, this is not as mattifying as I thought it was going to be, which I like because I'm not super oily. But if you are, I'm not quite sure how well this is going to control your oils. Because I have not tried it on a client and I don't plan to, because of the physical SPF, which is the kind that does tend to have flashback if it will. But if you are oily and you have tried this, please let us know down in the comments how it worked on you, because I can only speak as of right now to my skin type. So, again, I just don't feel like it was as matte as I expected it to be. So hopefully that gave you a roundabout bit of information on both of these. I hope you don't mind that I decided to stick the It Causemetics in with this one, because originally, like I said, I was just going to do it on the Thrive. Once I compared the two, they were just so similar, I decided, why not? Why not just stick them both in and get 2 reviews done in one? So again, hopefully you enjoyed this. Learned something. If not, at least found it entertaining. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.